Happy Tuesday, fish keepers. Brought my plunger in. I'm happy. I've got coffee on tap again. I've had some sleep. I'm ready to freaking rock and roll. Let's get into the day in the life of running a tropical fish store that is closing down. Today we will be putting the sign out because, well, I forgot to do that yesterday. Doesn't really help running a shop when you don't have a sign out saying you're open. Good work, Richard. We're going to plan, be drained. Well, that one will be drained, that one is drained, and these three aquariums here will be chucked into the shop, ready to sell. And I might start getting this one empty as well, which will totally clear up this rack. There's definitely some fish in there, I don't know how many. And other than the dwarf butterflies, I actually don't know what's in there as well. There's a whole bunch of fry I've seen as well. So hopefully today we can get that drained out, get this rack totally empty, and I can start pulling it apart. During the day today on Facebook, I'm going to take some photos of things like this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and stuff like that, and put it up on the Facebook page, get a little bit of interest, hopefully get some people coming in and grabbing some stuff. Because I still have lots of stuff, it needs to move out the door before we close the door at the end of the month. And here's a wee update of our Hormani. As we can see here, it's beginning to develop into little plants. Nature is freaking awesome. So we'll keep you updated over the next couple of weeks on how they develop. They are looking a little dry, which I guess makes sense because it's not very humid in here. But yeah, it's cool how they go from this little plant, flower, into these cool plants. Speaking of plants, hopefully our plant orders arrive today for the week. When they do, that'll be number one priority. We'll get them all packed up and out the door. If they don't arrive, well, I can't do them, obviously. What else? There was something else I walked out here before. I was like, hey, there's something else I want to talk about. Let me think. Emptied another tank yesterday, so we'll either, I'm not sure if I want to try and get rid of this whole rack in one hit. Actually, I can't get rid of the one rack in one hit because this freaking thing's in the way. Ooh, yeah, we've got a wee problem there. That can't come out because that can't get out of the way. Alright, okay, we'll think about this one. But yeah, I would ideally like to get rid of this setup in one go, but I can't move it. Okay. I'll think about that one off videoing time. Yesterday I spoke about wanting to do something real fun for Sapio for the next 2 or 3 weeks while he's here. Nick suggested we do a scavenger hunt. That is phenomenal. So I reckon I like the idea of a scavenger hunt. So I'm not very good at setting up this sort of thing. Give me some ideas on how we can make that work. Do we do it as simple as something like, okay, Safi, all I want you to do today is feed the fish, and then we've got a new list of stuff you do, because he follows a list every week. I go, here's a new list that I printed out. First thing is I want you to find something that is, I don't know, lives underwater, but it's not a fish, maybe. Once you've found that, come back to me, and that is obviously going to be a plant, and that plant, I need you to find something that will help the plant grow, being a fertilizer, coming back to me with a fertilizer. Now we've got that, I need you to find me something else, and all of these things that he collects, he can then take home. Is that an option? Is that the way we do a scavenger hunt? Or do we do it slightly differently and go, can you find this, which then needs to be this, and then needs to be this, and then leads to like a grand total thing of something that he finds at the end, which will be set up for him. Let me know, because I'm not entirely sure how that scavenger hunt works, but I do really like that idea. I think it'd be a great little fun thing to do for at least one of the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even 2 of them, but yeah, it's a great option, so let's just keep brainstorming on that together. Hey look, Frontosa. Who would have thought there'd be a Frontosa clip in this video? Not me ever. If you don't keep Frontosa, you probably should. They are spectacular fish. But make sure you got a big tank for them because they need big aquariums. They're beautiful. And some riveting content here. The rubbish bin is out. Once it's empty this afternoon, we can fill her back up again for next week. Also, just remembered, we've got to set up the Fanatics Friday coffee date, because I didn't do it yesterday, so we'll do that today. And I'm running out of poly boxes yesterday evening, so I'm going to get some more right now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Basically, I've got lots of big ones. Whoa, what's happened to the screen? I wonder if I've gone all blurry for you guys. Wow! I don't know what happened then, that's cool. Or is it cool? Anyway, yeah, I've got to get some small poly boxes. I've got enough big ones for the couple of bigger orders, but I don't have any small ones for the smaller orders, so I'm going to get some of them now. And I'm going to rewatch that video footage and see what just happened. That's crazy. What if it's just my phone? Let's find out. Rewatched. Turn the radio down. Rewatched, and it did random stuff. Wow, that was cool. Anyway, I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused that, but yeah. Anyway, I'm off to get a couple of small poly boxes. Come for the ride? No, come for the ride. I don't know. We'll see how we go. Picked up a couple of smaller poly boxes. There were a few more of these. There weren't too many. Unfortunately, there was actually some that were about half that size. But for some reason, they had no lids. And I went and talked to the dude that was there, and I said, yeah, some people come along and they just take the lids and leave the boxes. Makes no freaking sense to me, and it makes it a real pain in the ass. And there's like a poly box with no lid left, so it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense why they allow them to do that, but anyway, that's what we've got. The sun is most definitely out. It's just gone 11. Sign's out today, go me. Let's do this. Alright. 3 things in this video clip. First one's the algorithm engager. Like the video, please. Share it if you can be bothered. And answer the question. We do this so more people see the Fanatics Friday coffee day. It's working. I appreciate it. I put the sign out today. We know that. Alright, anyhow. Today's algorithm engager is this. If you could start a business, what would you start? Clearly, I started an aquarium business. Didn't pan out. It is what it is. But what would you do if you were thinking about starting a business? What would it be? So that is today's algorithm engager. Not a lot of noise, not a lot of energy, a few other bits and pieces to talk about. So I'll push the button here. We got some buckets of fish. So in these buckets of fish are some fish that we're going to send to Ryan from the 3 Idiots Talk Aquariums podcast. Some stupid old African cichlids. So he's bought these off a local guy down here, and they've put me in charge of sending it to them this afternoon. 2 males, 4 females. Very nice peacocks. Fingers crossed. No fingers crossed. They're going to make it safe. There's no dramas here, so we're going to get them sent today. Might do part of the video on it, might not. The last thing in this part of the video that I had to remember is this. I'm wanting to move this Raki system, right? So how do I get rid of this? What do I do? I've still got all my corridors in here. So I was thinking maybe I need to move the corridors somewhere so I can drain these up, empty these out, get them going. Bear in mind there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different groups of quarries in here. So I thought to myself, I thought to Mavis, I thought to myself, they're not going to live in there. But they could live in there with the clown launchers. I thought, well, before I can move the front hoses into their house, I could put the clown launchers in with the front hoser. Well, that was a great idea, until it wasn't a good idea. Then I thought maybe I'll put the quarries in here, but I've already discussed I don't want to put the quarries in here. So I came up with this conclusion. So come walk with me and talk with me. Hope you guys are having a really good day. I'm not even going to cut this, we're just going to walk and talk. So, yeah, what would you do if you were wanting to start a business? That's a pretty good question, I thought. So, anyway, I thought, with all those groups of corridors, I could just dump them into there. I've got this empty tank. It's not really doing much. It's well cycled. It's been well cycled for some time, like a very, very long time. Only fish in there is my female bristlenose that I've had for about a gazillion years. Keeps it isolated. There's no dramas of any cross-contamination for the health of the fish. I can leave them in here for as long as I need to. Takes a bit of pressure off, then I can drain out those other tanks and sell the racks. I'm a freaking genius. well, maybe I'm not, but I think that's a great option. So that has just fixed one whole problem that I've got. Happy days. Just to put an extra bit of mustard on that idea. This rack can't actually go until this rack goes because we're wedged in through here. Like it's all screwed in, it is possible to get it out, but we won't talk about that because I just thought that was a great idea. Because once all those come off, we could probably wiggle it out. This rack can't go anywhere until this rack moves. So there we go. That's the solution. Nailed an extra guest for the Fernando's Friday Coffee Date over the weekend. Now we've got 2 slots left for the year, so I'm pretty happy with that. It was the closest gap as well, which is great. A little bit of stress, just a smidgen less. Happy days. Brine shrimp looks to be finished cooking. So we've taken it off the boil, let it all settle down in here. Pour it out and we'll feed it out. Okay, we've drained it. For the best part, there is a truckload of fish still in here. I'm going to pack some orders. We should have time. We'll scoop them out. If not, I'll scoop them out tomorrow. That one's gone. That one's had the glass removed. So we're getting pretty close here. But like I said, we'll get the orders packed first as a priority. Get some fish sent up, sorted out, and we'll move on from there. It's time to pack Ryan's fish. This one's got a little bit of waste in it. The others are pretty good, but I'm just going to do a quick small water change out of them, maybe half a litre or something like that. Nothing too drastic. Although half a litre of that's probably a little bit, a small water change just to clean the water up a smidgen more. That is a beautiful looking fish. Don't tell anyone I said that because they're freaking cichlids. Just to tidy it up a little bit, we'll get them packed up and get them on the way. Alright, so we're double bagging it. Not because Ryan's ugly or because these fish are ugly. Just cichlids are dicks and they're pretty prone to a breaking bag. So now 1 fish per bag, and I put 2 drops of methylene blue in there. Do that just to help them on their way. Helps fish in sort of stressful times, a little bit of oxygen absorption and stuff like that. So if something does go wrong, just gives a little bit of extra time in the bag for them, if that kind of makes sense. So it's just in my mind then, packing fish, just working away as you do. Start tying this one off, look down. There's 2 fish in that bucket. Oops. There's no fish in this bag. My bad. All boxed up. I like to put a little bit of paper on the edge of that there, so it just lifts up these smidgen like this. So there's no chance that the water's going to leak out. Ready to go. We'll put a sheet of paper above here. Old Body Locks has asked for a heat pack despite talking about it multiple times in the podcast. That they don't do anything, don't put them on. His exact words were, I suppose it's getting a bit cold, you should put some in, even though they don't work. So, good on you, mate. I'm not going to show you his address because I'm not an asshat, but I am going to show you the name that I put this on. Check this out. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Part of me wants to write on the box, please ring before delivery, so they have to ask for that guy. But the other part of me doesn't want to put any extra stress onto the delivery process, but I think that's hilarious. Orders all packed up, done and dusted. As I was packing orders, I was thinking actually about this tank here. And in the same way that I was talking about condensing the cories into one tank into the shop, what I could do is condense the Amapa Tetra, the black neon will go into the shop, the Amapa Tetra, the Pima Course down there, and the red whoopies that are in here. So there's 4 of each of them, and all the wood and stuff like that. And I could put them into one of these 3 tanks along here, and then I can get rid of that rack. We'll start advertising that rack. So there's Blue Lacustris in there, which could probably go, or I could put them in there. Yes. Might put them in there with all the wood and stuff like that, although no lid for the Amapa, possible. Anyway, into one of these 2 tanks, 2 tanks, just to tidy that up and get the ability to get rid of that rack. I think that might be the option we use for that. About to clean up or feed out some brainstorming. I was wondering why it's so light and weed coloured. I remember yesterday we poured some out, let Sappho feed some, so this is probably just the dregs of yesterday. So I thought there'd be a bit more. Turns out it's not, but that's okay. Statistically, most people aren't watching this part of the video, but I know there's at least one or two that will be watching this that will like to hear this information. We have decided to go ahead with Ian Fuller's new book, so I'll be placing all of that next couple of days. So if you are in New Zealand, you will be able to buy it off us once it arrives, and it should be around about the pre-sale price that they have now, which works out to be roughly $175 when it comes to all the freight added to it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you'll be able to get it locally in New Zealand for about the same price as what their pre-sale price is currently, or maybe the pre-sale's finished. But yep, anyway, decided to go ahead with that, so as soon as it's available, I'll make a big song and dance about it.